The man wiped the ice blade on his shoe. Then he pried open his mouth and found a decayed tooth inside. So he shoved the ice blade into his mouth, picked up a rock nearby, and smashed it against the blade without hesitation. The rotten tooth flew out, and the man fainted from the pain. Driven by the instinct to survive, he woke up. He decided to open the packages he had found, hoping to find something useful. The first package contained a pair of ice skates. The blades on the bottom seemed useful, they could be used to cut coconuts. The second package was a volleyball. The third package was an evening gown. He couldn't wear it, but the black mesh on the skirt looked promising. So he used the mesh to make a fishing net and easily caught a big fish. He hurried to chew it, but it was too fishy and he couldn't swallow it. Then he tried to start a fire, but his palm got scraped by the wood. This time, his willpower completely collapsed. After being stranded on the island for days, he finally broke down and vented his despair in a fit of rage. After releasing his emotions, he calmed down and faced reality. He wrapped up his hand and began to think again about how to start a fire. At that moment, he saw the volleyball on the ground. It looked like a person, so he gave it a name, Wilson. The man was no longer alone. He kept Wilson by his side and encouraged himself. With company, he was filled with strength. He kept rubbing the wood, and finally, he made fire. He was overwhelmed with excitement. That night, he built a large fire on the beach. For the first time since being stranded, he felt hope for survival. Then he roasted a big seafood meal. Soon, 4 years passed. The man had completely changed. With great skill, he could catch big fish using only a wooden stick. One day, while fishing at sea, he discovered a green metal sheet. He realized it was perfect material for building a raft. So he chopped trees, gathered dry wood, made ropes from tree bark, and even used videotape. But the ropes still weren't enough. He climbed a cliff to retrieve the rope he once tied there when he wanted to end his life. Before long, the man successfully built the raft. He tied Wilson to the front of the raft, packed his supplies, and left the island. He paddled through a long, endless drift. The weather at sea changed rapidly. Soon, a violent storm hit. The man held Wilson tightly as he hid at the edge of the raft. When he woke up the next day, Wilson was gone. He stood up and looked around, and spotted Wilson in the distance. The man dove into the ocean, but after so long without water, he had no strength. Halfway there, he had to give up. He returned to the raft and cried bitterly. Losing Wilson felt like losing the will to live. He threw his paddle into the sea and decided to give up. No one knows how much time passed. But then, the man heard a sound behind him. He turned his head with great effort, and saw an enormous cargo ship before him.